Lisa Briggs is here with her plant answers to your questions. First
Yes.
of all, you got a
I have a cyclamen.
cyclamen.
This is the first of the holiday plants that come in, and these are locally grown for us. The guy's a cyclamen genius.
Really?
A cyclamen savant, yes. I like them bright, light. Doesn't have to be full sun, though. It doesn't have to be direct. And they like cool houses. So that's really nice because a lot of the holiday plants like a warmer house, and cyclamen. And they also bloom like crazy.
Yep.
You can see all the buds
Oh, yeah.
inside. They have a really long bloom
so they keep
period.
blooming.
They keep blooming for a long time.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to your questions. We'll start with Carrie. She wants to know, well, she has a beautiful, huge elephant ear in her front flower bed. How do I preserve it for winter?
So you can do a couple of things. You can cut off the foliage and pull out the bulb, clean it off, and store it over winter like you would like a begonia or gladiola. And then if you're going to do that, pot it up around the middle part of February because they take a long time to get started. Or if you have a big space, you can bring it indoors as a houseplant.
But don't leave it in the ground.
Do not leave it in the ground. It will be mush.
Okay. Let's go to Cindy here. Do you have any advice on growing lavender and herbs indoors over the winter?
So herbs indoors, some work better than others. Things like chives or thyme, tarragon do really well. Basil and cilantro, you'll probably have to reseed multiple times. They do tend to get a little buggy. Things like lavender and rosemary, or bay, those really woody ones, they're a little trickier because they like a dry soil, but they like humidity. So if you're going to try those, put them on a humidity tray, so a saucer with some rocks that you keep water in so that you get a little bit of extra humidity around the plant. That will help.
All right. Let's go to Lorraine. When's the best time to prune my butterfly bushes? Early spring, or can I prune them once we had a hard frost this fall?
I would prune it now. It doesn't really matter, Lorraine, but if you prune it now, make sure that you put like some kind of stake or a marker there so you remember where it is. A lot of times butterfly bush will not start to emerge till early to mid-June, and you might forget that it's there and decide that you want to pull it up or slice it in half, trying to put something else in.
All right. Patricia wants to know, when's the best time to, is it too late to plant a daylily?
If you are planting something that you bought at a garden center that's in a pot, go for it. If you are planting a tuber that you had left over from earlier, make sure that it's not mushy or dried out. If you want to move a daylily from one place to another, it is too late for that.
All right. Next spring.
Next spring, yes.
All right. David has a black cap vines growing in with his hosta along his shed. If I cut back the black cap to ground level this fall, will they come back next year?
Yes, the black caps, all members of the raspberry blackberry family, spread by rhizomes. So it's probably already produced buds that are going to reemerge next spring. If you're going to cut it back this fall, get some Roundup or a really good herbicide and a little sponge brush. Cut it and immediately brush some of that herbicide on that cut. That way the plant will take it in and will help kill the roots. It's probably something that you're going to have to treat over time, multiple times. Don't get any herbicide on your hostas.
All right. And when's the best time to move a hydrangea bush?
In the early spring, as soon as you can get your shovel in the ground, but it's not sopping wet.
All right. And Brian has a picture of a plum tree.
Yes. Which we saw.
I don't know if you can see this.
It's got black knot. It kind of looks disgusting. So there you go. It's a fungus, and it gets into the vascular system and swells. And once it does that, it girdles the branch. The only way to deal with it is to cut it back 12 inches into healthy tissue. Make sure that you put bleach or Lysol on your pruners between every cut, or you're going to spread it. Eventually, that plum tree is going to go. Yeah. Once it gets in, there's no chemical cure.
All right. We're out of time. Thank you all for writing in. We'll do this next week.